So in today's video, I'm going to be previewing Bradford City versus Gillingham FC. Then in the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 43 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 70 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Drop a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know your score prediction for this game and what your starting 11 would be as well for this one. We've got so many injuries at this moment in time. Mark Hughes has confirmed Harry Chapman's season is over. Brad Halliday should be back available for selection, and they're not sure yet about Liam Rideout. He potentially might have to wear a face mask because they think he's potentially fractured his nose, which is obviously not ideal. So lots of injuries for us to deal with at this moment in time. Going to be a very tough game. Gillingham are a good side since the turn of the year. We did recently beat them though 2-0 in the reverse fixture right at the end of February. A brilliant away performance. Fingers crossed we can have a similar result though in this one. Make sure to drop a like on there for me. Subscribe if you are new as well. And let's get into it. Starting out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table. My team Bradford City, we currently sit 6th in the table. After 42 matches, we've got 19 wins, 14 draws, 9 defeats, 54 goals scored, 36 goals conceded, which leaves us on a positive 18 goal difference and 71 points. Our last couple of games then have been a loss, a win, a draw, and a win. Them last couple of games then being a 1-0 defeat away at Swindon Town, a 3-0 win away at Rochdale, a 3-1 win at home to Sutton United, a 0-0 draw away at Crawley, and a 3-2 win at home to Grimsby Town. If we compare that then, to Gillingham FC, they currently sit 17th in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After 43 matches, they've got 13 wins, 12 draws, 18 defeats, 32 goals scored, 45 goals conceded, which leaves them on a minus 13 goal difference and 51 points. Their last couple of matches being a win, a draw, a loss, a win, and a loss. So very inconsistent, but them last couple of matches then being a 2-0 win at home to Leyton Orient, a 1-1 draw at home to Stockport County, a 2-1 defeat away to Northampton Town, a 1-0 win at home to Doncaster Rovers, and a 2-1 defeat away to Barrow. So they seem to struggle away from home. They do very well at home, but away from home they have struggled. Their last away win was a long time ago. When was their last away win? It was on the 18th of February, where they beat Rochdale 2-0 away from home. And apart from that, then they beat Colchester on the 21st of January. So they're very, very poor away from home. Our home record's also not been great so far this season, so I'll be very interested to see how this one does pan out. Now we're going to get into the team, though, that I would go with if I was Mark Hughes. Now, with the amount of injuries that we've got at this moment in time and how poorly, really, we have been playing and how isolated Andy Cook looks recently in a 4-2-3-1 formation, I would go back to the 4-diamond-2. Now, I don't think we create as many chances playing in that formation. It does limit us quite a lot, but I think with what we've got available right now, it's probably the best thing to do, to be honest with you, just to be compact defensively and hope that we can nick a goal on the counter-attack. Even at home, it might still be the best thing to do. In goal, I would obviously go with Harry Lewis. Absolutely fantastic on Tuesday night in terms of his saving ability. 2 brilliant saves, one in the first half, one in the second half, 2 brilliant saves. Can't do anything about the goal. His distribution in the second half wasn't the greatest. We were kind of kicking into the wind and it didn't really make sense to me, but apart from that, I thought Lewis had a very good performance on Tuesday, and there weren't many who did, to be fair, so I've got to give him credit for that. Into the back four then, at right back, I would bring back in Brad Halliday. Missed out on Tuesday due to illness, only the second game that he has missed in the league so far this season. It was a bit of a loss at forwards, Hendry. While he did okay, you see the quality drop off when Halliday doesn't play, and obviously now that he's back fit and available, he should come back into the side, in my opinion. Into the 2 centre-backs then, at first I would bring back in Matty Platt. I thought Critchlow had an absolute nightmare on Tuesday night, to be honest with you. Should have scored a goal as well, and I think in the reverse fixture, Platt and Sam Stubbs dealt with their attacking threats very well. Ollie Hawkins is a big 6'6", 6'7" striker, and I thought Platt and Stubbs dealt with him absolutely fantastically. Critchlow, while I've been a big fan of him so far this season, we're at that stage in the season now where if you have a bad performance, you've got to come out of the side, and he had an absolute nightmare on Tuesday. So my 2 centre-backs would be Matty Platt and Sam Stubbs. In at left-back then, I have gone with Talaji Bowler. Now, whether Liam Rideout is available or not due to whatever injury situation is, in my opinion, we've got to bring Bowler in. And while I haven't been the biggest fan of Talaji Bowler, I just can't watch Liam Rideout play football anymore. He's just simply not good enough, in my opinion. Nowhere near good enough to be playing for Bradford City. Terrible going forward. Really poor defensively as well. He might have the experience and all that sort of stuff. He might be a good leader, but his actual footballing ability is nowhere near good enough. So I think, in my opinion, we should bring in Talaji Bowler. Into the 4 midfielders then, at the base of the diamond, I would go with Richie Smallwood. I think this is his best position, in my opinion. Obviously, Adam Clayton still unfortunately out with that hamstring injury, but Smallwood as the base of the diamond, I think could work very well. On the right side, I would go with Alex Gilead. Again, that seems to be his best position, while him and Smallwood have been playing very well over the last couple of matches in a 2 pairing in midfield. I think putting Gilead back on the right of the diamond with his energy and a lot sort of stuff. I thought them two were two of our better performers on Tuesday night. On the left side of the diamond, I would go with Ryan East, just because he's played more minutes recently than Emmanuel Osadibe. Osadibe, I think, would be better coming on off the bench rather than starting, because if you start Osadibe and you need to bring him off after an hour and you bring Ryan East on, they're not the same players. So I think Osadibe off the bench will have more of an impact than Ryan East. So for that reason alone, I would start Ryan East. In at number 10 position, I have gone with Scott Banks. He's our most creative player, in my opinion. You need to get him into the side, and in a 4-diamond-2 formation, it is hard to really fit him into it unless you play him as a 10. But Walker, again, on Tuesday night, had a pretty poor game. Looked absolutely knackered as well. Him and Andy Cook, after an hour, were blowing because they were pressing on their own. Don't know whether that was tactical or what it was, but they just were so isolated up front. It was so frustrating to see. Into the two strikers then. I mean, these two are only two available strikers at this moment in time. Firstly, Andy Cook. He has looked a little bit not himself recently over the last 3 or 4 games, in my opinion. He's been missing a couple of chances, not really been too involved. So if we go back to the diamond, give him some support up front, I think that could certainly suit him very well. Obviously, you know, the man's the League 2 top goal scorer, 27 in all comps, 24 in the league. Scored a brilliant goal in the reverse fixture as well. So fingers crossed we can see Andy Cook get back to his best. And partnering him, I would go with Matt Derbyshire. Had a pretty decent impact off the bench on Tuesday, considering, again, didn't really have too much to work with. I think when you have someone like a Derbyshire who can make them runs to open up the space for Andy Cook, because I don't think Costello is anywhere near good enough. Oliver out injured. You've also got Aboisa going to probably be out for the season as well. So we do have a lot of injuries to our forward line at this moment in time. That only really leaves us with Andy Cook and Matt Derbyshire to play in the two striker positions. On the bench then, for me, that'd leave Colin Doyle, Kieran Kelly, Romany Critchlow, Emmanuel Osadibe, Dion Pereira, Jamie Walker and Thierry Nevers, which means the players who would miss out would be Heath Richardson, Luke Hendry, Oscar Threlkeld, Timmy Odesina, Liam Rideout, Adam Clayton, Harry Chapman, Aboisa, Dara Costello and Verden Oliver. Now let's get into my Game Week 43 League 2 score predictions. Starting out then with AFC Wimbledon versus Swindon Town. I think that one finishes in a 0-0 draw. Barrow AFC, bit of a Cumbrian derby versus Carlisle United. I think that finishes in a 1-0 home win for Barrow. Bradford City versus Gillingham FC. I think it's going to be back-to-back defeats for the Bantams and back-to-back wins for the Gills. I think Gills win that one 2-1. Colchester United versus Sutton United. I think finishes in a 1-1 draw. Doncaster Rovers versus Newport County, I think finishes in a 2-0 away win for Newport. Hartlepool United versus Crawley Town, the big relegation 6-pointer, I think finishes in a 2-0 home win for Hartlepool. Leyton Orient versus Crewe Alexandra, I think finishes in a 2-1 home win for Orient. Mansfield Town versus Stevenage FC, big clash there for the top of the table, I think finishes in a 2-1 away win for Steve Evans' side, but fingers crossed Mansfield can pick up the 3 points in that one. Northampton Town versus Harrogate Town, I think finishes in a 2-1 home win for the Cobblers. Stockport County versus Rochdale AFC. I think Stockport are going to hammer them 4-0, and that will confirm Rochdale's National League status for next season. Tranmere Rovers versus Grimsby Town, I think finishes in a 2-1 away win for Grimsby. And finally, Walsall FC versus Salford City, I think finishes in a 0-0 draw. But that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 70 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are on the road 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so and it does massively help out. Drop a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know your score prediction for this game and what your starting 11 would be as well. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day and I'll see you all very soon for another one. Peace.